Good morning. Hello Echo, hello Maps. Hello everyone. I'm already digging this music, not gonna lie. How's it going? Happy Saturday. I'm very excited for this game. I didn't think I was going to be as excited as I am, but I am very excited. I haven't played a Phoenix Wright style game in a hot minute. Actually, I can find out exactly, because the last time I launched The Greatest Attorney Chronicles was a little more than a year ago, November 4th, 23. Not the flu? Oh no. Highly recommend you don't do that. And just, you know. I hope it's at least mild, so it's not gonna hit you too hard. Wait, let's I know very little about this game other than it's Phoenix Wright inspired. So let's get into it, I suppose. Try to hit him hard. We have access to all the cases. Interesting. We're gonna start with case 1. I will do my best to do voices for everyone, but I make zero promises because I'm gonna forget them by next week. Fields of battle are filled with suffering and despair. On them are a clash of souls brought to conflict by the corrupt powers that rule over them. Riss Rudolph. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. I was worried that something was amiss, so I walked into the building to see what the commotion was. There I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights, and she was stabbing the victim with her magical sword.
Objection!
Okay. Mr. Rudolph, you testified that you saw my client murdering the victim, and you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so? Yes, I could never forget such a grisly sight. The moment was burned into my memory. I see. Well, it's funny you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie. What?
Objection!
Are you accusing the witness of perjury? Surely you know such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert. My accusation is far from baseless, Steelwind. Think about the state of the crime scene at the time of the murder. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. Oh. He knows something. Oh. He is just... okay. But on this battlefield, there are still a few people who carry the ideals of justice within their hearts. We have to wonder sometimes, are these ideals truly just? Or are they simply lies fed to us by our elders? Damn it. Flintheart, you fool. Why couldn't you just listen to me? Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir. By the scared lord, what did you killed him? Alert the town guard. Tell him you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her. At once, sir. I say. Episode 1, The Cold-Hearted Aristocrat. Oh boy. Earlier that day, Feel yourself slowly succumbing to an unbearable pain. You don't think you'll be able to survive this much longer. Are you sure you're okay, Cuthbert? You look like you're about to pass out. Ruby Tamora, occupation attorney. She's also an attorney. Don't worry about Miss Tamora. I'm fine. You've been riding in this carriage for days. You were definitely not fine. With each bump of the road, you feel yourself becoming more and more nauseous. It's taking every ounce of willpower just to hold down your lunch. I'm perfectly fine, if you say so. You feel the carriage drive over a large bump of the road. You can feel and hear your stomach retching in protest. The stew you ate for lunch doesn't taste nearly as good the second time. Oh, and second thought. No, that's better. What a way to open the first case. Excellent. You take a deep breath of fresh air. It's the first breath you've taken today that hasn't threatened to come back out. Sorry about this. I didn't expect the roads in this town to be this uneven. I suppose they don't get a lot of traffic here. You've been on the road with your mentor for days. Together, you've been searching for a man named Flintheart McCoy. Supposedly, he's been a voice of dissonance against King Oliver for the last few decades. You have no idea what kind of business Miss Tamora would have with him, but you know better than to ask questions about her affairs. Hello, travelers. Welcome to Cornhaven. A local merchant steps out of one of the nearby shops. He has a wide smile on his face. Does he? Because this art is not depicting a smile. I have some questions. He approaches your carriage with the enthusiasm of a starving vulture. What a pair of dignified individuals such as yourselves give a refreshing drink. As close as I must be from the city. He certainly has a friendly expression, but his thoughts seem very analytical. Well, I don't need a drink, but Miss Tamoya glances at you, and your stomach rumbles in agreement. Of course, I have just the thing for an upset stomach. With a carriage like that, I could fleece them for a while. Yeah. Plus, our emotions are laid bare through your eyes of Eye of Horus. Why do we have the Eye of Horus? Okay. But the merchant's expression doesn't betray a hint of what he's truly thinking. I wonder if his false smile could get any bigger. At this rate, he might dislocate his jaw. How about 2 flasks of apple juice for 50 silver pieces? 50? You may find the price daunting, but this is organic and fresh-made apple juice. Just store-bought juice, but I bet they couldn't even tell the difference. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot an empty bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on the table inside the merchant's shop. Store apple juice is added to your notes. It's a clue. The Cornhaven merchant has a bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on the table inside his shop. It's suspiciously empty. We'll take mental notes of notable clues in the world. These notes can be instrumental in solving cases and progressing the game. Yep. So my notes are up here. We have a lot of options. Here, no, it's here. No, his Tyrion Cuthbert. No relation. We can also get spells and profiles. Interesting. Interesting that Ruby is just attorney and we are defense specific. Trust me, it's worth the extra gold. Actually, it's silver. Normally the price wouldn't matter that much to you, but you don't appreciate being treated like an easy mark. Oh. Hey, Topile. Hello, Semper. Hope you guys are doing well. You drink and you know things. That is fair. That is very fair. We're starting an argument with another character. Okay. During an argument, your opponent will make claims that you need to respond to. Responding correctly will lower your opponent's confidence. Responding incorrectly will lower your confidence. And once you run out of confidence, you lose the argument. Because, it's in all caps, so we have to emphasize it. You need to elaborate. You said that apple juice is organic, but where is it made? It's produced by other hardworking people in this town, of course. I only trade organic products. In a small town like ours, we only deal with locally sourced products. For certain claims, you'll need to present a piece of evidence to refute the claim. To proceed, present the piece of evidence that contradicts your opponent's claim. So let's present the apple. You say that, but I can see an empty bottle of store-bought juice inside your shop. Why would you have something like that if you only deal with organic products? Oh, how did that get there? Make no mistake. I only have that because I wanted to see how my product compared to that of the city. And let me tell you, the mass-produced slop doesn't even compare to my product. An obvious lie. This is worth far more than what I'm offering. Honestly, I'm offering you a very good deal. Interpreting claims. Okay, certain claims you need to look at your opponent's thoughts and emotions. Choose the correct response depending upon the information seen. Logic. So logic, intuition, and empathy. Logic, if your opponent's thoughts contradict something in your notes. If their thought, okay, intuition for thought, empathy for emotion. Okay. So this would be... This would be intuition, because he's saying this is worth more than what I'm offering, and he normally sells it for less. So this would be intuition. So it's obvious this flat's really worth 5 silver. How did you? Well, it's clear you're a very shrewd man, right? We win. Oh. Hello, child. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a child watching you from afar. Her eyes are fixed on the flask of apple juice. About 20 silver for 3 flasks. Oh, of course, sir. The Kingdom of Wyverngard, established several centuries ago by 7 high archmages. Look at this castle. Of all the fantasy cities, that's actually a pretty beautiful one. I like that. The kingdom is currently ruled by King Oliver de Wyverngard and the mages of its nobility. The nobility will tell you that our marvelous kingdom is a land of prosperity and happiness, a land where its people share the wealth of and success and succor provided by the kingdom's magic. Thank you. I haven't had anything like this in years. Oh, the poor child. Oh, God. Child's passing thoughts tell you exactly how much succor the kingdom is sharing. I didn't know you had such an eye for rural economics. Well, I suppose I have a good intuition for this sort of thing. Or did you use another kind of eye? Don't get me wrong, your so-called Eye of Horus is an amazing gift. You should take every opportunity to hone it. I'll try to be more subtle next time. I can see through you, others will be able to as well. Oh, right. Anyway, just asking around where you were haggling. Supposedly the McCoy Tavern should be north of here. Oh! My tip is correct, this should be the place. We didn't change backgrounds, but okay. Wait, this is the McCoy Tavern? The state it's in, calling it a tavern is being pretty generous. I find it hard to believe that this has a secret meeting place for dissidents. Now you think about it, maybe that's the entire point. Ah, of course. This tavern's been shut down for years. Nowadays, Flintheart just uses it to host his rallies. Although, I do wonder how they've been keeping themselves afloat for this long. Hey, Elon! McCoy Tavern's closed! A gruff man approaches your carriage as you step out of it. He's eyeing you, Miss Tomoya, a clear look of contempt on his face. I take it you're Flintheart McCoy? I am. What of it? Flintheart McCoy, occupation unemployed. I'm sorry for not writing ahead of time, but I'm Ruby Tomoya. I wanted to speak with you. Ruby Tomoya. Wait, the Ruby Tomoya? Any animosity he initially had immediately vanishes. That's all laugh as if we're meeting an old friend. Why didn't you say so? Come on in. You expect someone like him to know about Miss Tomoya. You suppose it makes sense. They both fight against the same enemy, albeit in different ways. What enemy? Sorry about the mess. We haven't exactly been, well, anyway, what brings you here? I take it you didn't journey all this way to see my wrecked tavern. I'm here on behalf of a client. We have a proposition that you might be interested in. Is there any way we could talk more privately? Sure, the kitchen's empty. Wonderful. Tyrion, stay here while I speak with McCoy. What? You don't need my help? There's no need for that. Like hell, there's no need for that. If she's trying to make a deal with Flintheart, you can easily read his thoughts to help. You can easily read his thoughts to help her. She doesn't want to object, but she shoots you a stern look that causes you to freeze. Oh yeah, that is quite the look. Yes. So you look away from her. Yeah, okay, I guess. You spent some time waiting alone in the tavern's dining area. It's already been hours since Miss Tomoya and Flintheart went to the kitchen. You can hear faint murmurs from behind the closed door, and you've been resisting the urge to eavesdrop, but even from here you can tell their conversation is slowly becoming more frustrated. Looks like they're gonna be a while. Well, I think I always bring cheese? Trayman, I know it's early and you haven't had breakfast, but cheese? You think you always bring your chess set around. You bring out the small chessboard, or you carry it around since you were a child. Chess can be played with one person, and you've always taken advantage of that. You're gonna make me play chess now? Oh, okay. I was really hoping. Checkmate. You win against yourself. This time it's black. I've played 10 games already. I've won 7 out of 10 times as black. Hello? Statistically, white is more likely to win. Unbeknownst to you, you're thinking out loud. So why am I performing as such better than playing as black? Hello? Still don't notice. No one has cheese and I'm here to partake. Okay, hi, Brave. Sorry, the mac and cheese was actually on Thursday. I made mac and cheese on Thursday. Sorry. It's all gone, because I had the leftovers yesterday. You still don't notice her, and you're verbalizing your thoughts just as fast as you're thinking them. I'm becoming overconfident as white because it has first move advantage. Perhaps that very advantage is affecting my choices, making me play in this suboptimal manner. If a personal quirk is making me play illogically, then I need to correct. Hey! What? How long have you been standing there? It's about time you noticed me. I've been trying to get your attention for a while now. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know where my dad is? Your dad? Flintheart McCoy. I'm his daughter, Celeste. Celeste McCoy. She's a mercenary. No offer to you. I'm sorry, Brave. I'm sorry. Oh, Flintheart's speaking with my mentor right now. I want to show him something. Do you know when they'll be done? I don't know. They've been speaking in the kitchen for a while now. Here, Flintheart and Miss Tomoya's voice is getting louder and more frustrated, but Celeste doesn't seem to notice. Her eyes seem to be focused on your chessboard. This is chess, right? Are you playing against someone? I'm playing against myself, actually. That's... You feel a judgmental stare. Playing alone helps me develop new strategies. Plenty of professionals do it. Hey, I'm not the type of man... I'm not the type to shame a man for playing with himself. Oh my god. Relax, I'm just joking. Anyway, if you're still waiting for your mentor, do you want to play a game? Oh, you know how to play? Sure. I've read about this before. She's read about it? This table's so dusty. So let's take a seat on the other side of the table. She tries to set up her side of the board, but fumbles with pieces. There's a lot of them confused. How do I arrange these things again? A part of you regrets accepting her challenge, but it'd be impolite to back out now. She's gonna hustle real hard. I'm ready for it. Here, I'll arrange them for you. Thanks. Checkmate. You defeat her in 2 moves. Oh no. Oh no. Never mind. It's worse. It's the opposite. Wait, what? Already? How do you do that? You decide against telling her what the name of that mate was. Rematch me. I want a do-over. Sure, why not? It's not as if you have anything better to do. Celeste's brow furrows as she tries to decide on her next move. She doesn't realize that the game is already finished. Here! She moves her knight into position to attack your queen. You should have stopped your saw on her king, but... checkmate. Scholar's mate this time. What? Come on, how do you keep doing that? You look at the closed door to the kitchen. Flinnar and Miss Tomoyo's discussion is becoming louder. It doesn't sound like it'll be done anytime soon. Man, they're just going at it in there. Again, I'll definitely beat you this time. For someone who has clearly never played before, she's quickly improving with each game. It's impressive. She's observing your strategies and adapting them in her playstyle. The way she's playing now, she can even defeat a nationally ranked noble. Checkmate. But even so, you've been playing the game for a while longer than she has. How are you always one step ahead of me? It's like you're reading my mind. As if you'd even need to. Just one more game. I'll get you this time. Hello, Cuthbert. Miss Tomoyo emerged from the kitchen with Flintheart. They both looked mentally exhausted. Looks like negotiations didn't go well. Hi, Dad. Oh, hey, hello, sweetie. Flintheart looks irritated, but as soon as he sees Celeste, he quickly hides it behind a smile. You wonder what the discussion was about. What is this, some kind of game? Miss Tomoyo glanced at the pieces on the board. Don't feel too bad about losing to him. He's nationally ranked. Oh, you're a professional? Is that why you're wearing a suit? No, just as a hobby. I'm actually a defense attorney. Oh, attorney. Speaking of which, we should probably be on our way. Sorry for accusing you after you came all this way. I really respect what you're doing, but I don't want anything to do with your mage friends. Oh no. I wonder what he meant by that. Is Miss Tomoyo trying to introduce him to one of our clients? Anyway, it is getting late. If you leave now, you won't get back to the city until morning. She's right. Region's littered with bandits and brigands. You wouldn't want to run into them this late. I guess you have a point. We have plenty of empty rooms so you can stay in until morning. It's the least I can do after you came all this way. Well, if it's not too much trouble, you may as well stay here until tomorrow. This tavern's shut down, but we still have some sheets and blankets. I'll go get the rooms ready. How kind. Especially after we won like 15 games of chess. Let's and Flintheart leave the dining area to get your rooms ready. You're left in the dining room with Miss Tomoyo. So I take it negotiations didn't go well. No, I didn't expect them to be so stubborn. Honestly, I have no idea what that man has against mages. Well, there is one way to find out. What are you being so secretive? If your business with Flintheart is related to our clients, I can help. It wasn't important, and your presence was not necessary. Such an obvious lie, but you can't read a single thought from her mind. She's had years of practice hiding her thoughts from the Eye of Horus. Celeste enthusiastically came back downstairs. She seems to have noticed the tension between you and Miss Tomoyo. Sorry to interrupt, but your rooms are ready now. Right. Thank you. An awkward silence hangs in the air as you and Miss Tomoyo head upstairs. You reach the upper hallway and see the 2 rooms that Celeste has prepared for you. Miss Tomoyo stops before entering her room. You were playing chess with Flintheart's daughter earlier. She any good? Not at first, but she got a lot better as we kept playing. I'm sorry for leaving you there for so long. I didn't expect our discussion to last that long. No, it's fine. Despite everything, I enjoyed playing against her. I see. Well, I suppose you are at that age. No, it's not like that. It's just outside of tournaments, I never really get to play against another player. And you only ever want to play Shogai against me. The Shogai is clearly superior. It's complete anarchy, that's what it is. You just bring fallen pieces back to life like some kind of necromancer. It adds depth, Dropping adds a dimension of play that isn't present in chess. You turn to look at each other. Your positions are already made. After a few moments of silence, you both burst out laughing. I'm sorry if it looks like I don't trust you. I know you're just trying to help. There are some things about my work I just can't tell you about yet, but one day, I'll tell you everything. Right, I'm sorry for crying. I want to show you I'm ready to be an attorney. You are, I know you are. The reparation your mentor catches you off guard. Anyway, get some rest. You should mentally prepare yourself for the journey tomorrow. But right, you completely forgot about the carriage ride back. You can already feel your stomach churning in protest. Lay in the bed that McCoy is prepared for you. As you close your eyes, you slowly drift into a deep slumber. As this happens, you feel something invasive. Oh. Your mind drifts away as you feel yourself being pulled elsewhere. You find yourself in a surreal and unsettling landscape. You're barely certain you're dreaming right now, but some instinct in the back of your mind tells you that something is fundamentally wrong about this. Oh, uh-oh. You see a woman in the far distance. She's staring directly at you. What? Presence? She's murmuring something. You can't quite make it out. She's trying to say something to you. Finally found. I finally... Oh, okay, yep, that just kind of went. You're jolted awake. Can't exactly remember what the woman said to you, but whatever her words were, they sent a piercing chill down your spine. Your breath is heavy and your heart is beating 100 miles per hour. Calm down. It was just a dream. At least that's what you try to tell yourself. I'm haunted. I know. I'm haunted. Oops. Oops, we're haunted. Heck. Please, just let me explain. I don't want to hear it. You hear the voices of Celeste and Flintheart ring out from downstairs. It must be extremely late. What could they possibly be arguing about at this hour? I want you out of my house. Out! Dead silence lingers in the air before you hear someone rush out of the tavern. Whoever left slams the door behind them. What's that all about? It's none of your business. You only met those two today. It would probably be best not to get involved in their affairs. As you tell yourself that, a brief image of Celeste's smile appears in your mind. Damn it. Slowly make your way out of your room. The hallway is near pitch black. You can barely see a few inches ahead of you. You have to watch your step to avoid tripping. You run into Flintheart, who is slowly walking up the stairs. Even this close, it's hard to see his expression in the darkness. Sorry, I just heard... Right, I forgot you two were... His words trail off. Is everything okay? No. Sorry, I'm just going to... awkwardly shimmy past Flintheart to head down the stairs. Doesn't move out of your way. It's clear his mind is elsewhere. You're out of the dining room, but you don't see Celeste anywhere. Honestly, though, it's hard to tell with how dark the room is. Celeste, are you still here? You don't receive an answer. You remember hearing someone slam the front door earlier. Your eyes are drawn to the tavern entrance. We're outside. Celeste? No answer. Celeste, where are you? The merchant you spoke with before was out of the shop holding a lantern. He appears to be irritated by all the noise you've been making. Oh, you're that kid from before. Do you have any idea what time it is? This isn't the city. You can't just make a bunch of noise like this. Right, sorry. I was just looking for Celeste. Who? Celeste McCoy? She's Flintheart's daughter? Merchant's expression becomes a little colder. Do you know them? What do you want with the bastard? Oh. Well, what? This is why I woke up half the street with all their yelling. I don't need you keeping us up too. If I hear any more noise, I'm going to call the town guard. Before you can get a word in, the merchant walks back into his home in a huff. Okay. Look around and still don't see any sign of Celeste. You decide to continue searching. I wonder if she's a mage and he's not happy about it. Can't believe I said those things to her. She'll never forgive me for this. I see your temper is as short as ever, Flintheart. You! Honestly, how do you live in this darkness? Look so. What are you doing here? How dare you bring that witchcraft into my home? You've been busy lately. Your little rallies have gained quite a lot of support. Too much support for my family's liking. And what? You came all this way to convince me to stop? Have my word. If you stop spreading dissonance, no harm will come to you or your family. Your word is as good as the dirt you lick off King Oliver's boots. Oof. As if I'd ever trust the words of a murderer like you. Bernard, please. As someone you once called a friend, oh no, I'm only going to ask you one time. Friend. I'll be dead in the ground before I ever call the likes of you a friend. Get out of my house. I don't have time for your nonsense. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll have much time for anything. Oh. Ah! Damn it. Damn it. Bernard, you fool. Why couldn't you just have listened to me? Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir. By the scale, Lord, what did you killed him? The town guard. Tell them you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her. At once, sir. You've been searching for Celeste for a while. How long have you been outside? 2 hours? 3? However long it's been, it's clearly taking a toll on you. Where is she? What am I going to do? Hear a faint voice. Could it be? Hey, we found her. Oh, as you peer behind an old tree, you finally find her. She looks as tired as you are, probably even more so. Her eyes are puffy and red, but she's doing her best to hide it with a smile. I've been looking all over for you. Oh, sorry. I'm guessing we woke you up? Yeah. Is everything okay? It's nothing. It was just an argument. But from the way she reacted, this is clearly not common.
What do you call a teacher that never farts in public? A private tutor.
God dang it, Amaris. I suppose it's none of your business. You decide not to pry further. Have you been looking for me all this time? I have. Thank you. But I'm okay now. You should head back. What about you? I'm gonna stay out a little longer. You know you should mind your own business, but I'm sure whatever happened between you two is something you can't talk out. It doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes Miss Tomoyo and I get into fights too, but no matter what happens, we were always able to talk through it. Sorry, I know it's none of my business, but I really appreciate it. Thank you. What a mix of emotions that is. You're right, let's go back. What? You're right back in the McCoy Tavern. It is now surrounded by several characters and knights, clad in plate armor. Is that the Inquisition? We never could have expected that. What? The Arcane Inquisition. They're an order of knights that investigate crimes committed using magic. As you say the word crimes, you and Celeste share a glance and come to the same realization. Both of you rush to the tavern, but Celeste outpaces you by a large margin. What? No! No! She reaches the tavern before you. Before anyone can stop her, she takes a look inside the inn. Whatever she saw makes her cry out in anguish. She drops to the ground in tears. There she is! Celeste McCoy, by the authority of the Wyvern Guard Crown, placed you under arrest. Upon seeing Celeste, one of the knights steps forward and grabs her. Surprisingly, she's able to break free from its grip and tries to push further into the tavern. Noticing the commotion, three other knights rush to grab her and begin dragging her away. She kicks and screams against them, desperately trying to break free. In between, the three knights taking all of their strength to subdue her. What are you doing to her? What's going on here? Tyrion! Miss Tomoya approaches. You breathe a small sigh of relief. You see that she's okay. Miss Tomoya. Oh, I should have known that he was one of yours. Just stay out of our way. Miss Tomoya, what's going on? Why is the Inquisition here? I'm surprised myself, but from what I understand, Bernard McCoy has been murdered. Murdered? Sure, we'll save. Why not? You follow the Inquisition back to the city where Celeste is being detained. According to Miss Tomoya, Les was the prime suspect in Flintheart's murder, and due to the supposed nature of the crime, the case would be pushed to trial immediately. But many elements of the situation still don't make sense. The Inquisition only investigates crimes committed using magic. So why is Celeste their prime suspect? Could she be a mage? This is ridiculous. She has a right to speak to an attorney. Anyway, you find yourself met with another hurdle. A very frustrating one. Yeah, well, we can't let you see her until she's been processed. Her trial's in an hour. How's she not been processed yet? I don't know. No, tell you, kid. I wish I could help. You don't need to use the eye to know that's a complete lie. So you're really planning on defending her? Do you know if she can even afford a lawyer? I just can't stand here and do nothing. You saw them, didn't you? There's no way she could murder her father like that. I know that look. I was saving this for a special occasion, but... Oh! We have our badge! We have received the attorney badge! We've done it! The magic routine allows you to take pictures of crime scenes and write notes telepathically. If every attorney has one, it's almost like a badge for them. That's actually, I like that. That's a very good world building thing. So the attorneys can just use this, effectively their badge is also a camera. That's really, really neat. That's a very good touch. This is an attorney's runestone. If you're going to defend her, you're going to need one. You begin to tear up. You wanted one of these ever since you were a child. Dude, you kind of are still a child. Like, aren't you, like, 20? Yeah. Like, you're only 20, dude. It's basically a badge of honor for attorneys. Don't cry, Cuthbert. Sorry. Anyway, let's keep one thing in mind. If you try to defend her, the Inquisition isn't going to fight you fairly. Our court system only exists to create the illusion of justice. They hate people like us, and they'll do everything in their power to sabotage you. Damn it, you knew they'd try to get in your way. You didn't expect them to do it this blatantly. What's all this noise? You're the knight from the tavern. That's Commander Orem White to you, kid. I have a feeling Tomoya would be sniffing around this case, but I didn't expect her to send a kid to do her dirty work. Commander says he wants to talk to the mage. And? She got the right to an attorney, doesn't she? Well, she hasn't been processed. Commander White looks confused for a moment. What the hell kind of bullshit are you trying to pull? I'm through, you idiot. Yes, sir. Ah! Take that, dude. Might lead you through the halls of the dungeon. For something built in the capital, it looks extremely old and decrepit. You pick up the negative emotions of the prisoners nearby. Yeah, that checks out. It's a heavy and almost crushing feeling. You've always had to avoid crowded places because of how sensitive you are to people's thoughts. You never felt this much concentrated despair before. Oh, it's you! So it's lying down on the cold floor of one of the dungeon cells. She immediately gets up as soon as she sees you. What are you doing here? Miss Tomoya told me about what happened to your father. I'm so sorry. I just don't understand. I don't understand any of this. Why would someone do this? And why are they blaming me for it? I'm not sure about the details, but it's clear that there were elements of magic involved in what happened. Since they arrested you based on that evidence, I can only conclude one thing. Celeste, you're a mage, aren't you? Yes, I am. Do you have noble blood? Of course not. Why would you say that? Sorry, but the ability to use magic is hereditary. Most mages tend to have some kind of noble blood. I honestly don't like thinking about that. I'm the daughter of Jolene and Flint McCoy. That's all I need to know about myself. High face. Tyrion Fordring. That's another name. No relation. It's fine. It probably best not to push the matter further. Anyway, you were probably arrested because you're a mage. What? A crime was committed using magic, and you were the only mage around at the time. Is that seriously the only reason? I only know how to cast one spell. The Arcane Inquisition doesn't care about the truth. They only care about closing their cases. Celeste, your case is being pushed to trial. You're going to be brought before a judge and within the hour. What? No one told me anything. Damn, they weren't even planning on telling her? You had me. I'd like to be your defense counsel for the trial. Oh, right, I forgot you were an attorney. Would you really do that for me? After everything I've seen them do, I can't just stand by and do nothing. But they're a part of the kingdom. Do we even have a chance? It's hopeless. Celeste, man, king, or god, I won't let them do anything to you. What? Sorry, it's just something I have a habit of saying. No, don't apologize. I really appreciate you doing this. It's clear the entire situation is bittersweet for her. Because of the Inquisition's delays, you haven't had any time to investigate the crime scene. You were confident before, but you begin to doubt whether or not you can really do this. Everything's happening so fast, it feels unreal. No, you have to do this. This is the exact reason why you became a lawyer. No matter what happens, you'll acquit Celeste. That's right. We're gonna win. A courtroom. I'm in a real courtroom. Actually, entering the courtroom takes taking a lot of wind out of your sails. You've never been here as an attorney before. You only ever acted as Miss Tomoya's assistant. I need to give her I gotta give her a voice. Miss Tomoya mentioned her before you went to see Celeste. What was her name again? Do you think it was Arya Steelwind? Do you feel the coldness of her glare burrowing into you? Why is she staring you down? Is she trying to intimidate you? Oh yeah, they're definitely stolen from Dual Destinies, 100%. Absolutely, they're from Athena's Athena's thing. Oh hi. Oh, that was intense. The discord in their voice, yes. Alright. What do we do for the judge? Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. No. You know what? We're going with it, because I did it. Oh, the defense is also ready, Your Honor. He doesn't necessarily sound very ready. Regardless, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelman, please list the charges. The defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary for hire and a registered mage. Wait, did she just say mercenary? Yep. I had to take up a job after my family's tavern was shut down. Oh, right. This is from the same creators or a cheap copy? It is a. How is it described on Steam? It is inspired by the Ace Attorney series, so by a developer Diamond Henge Entertainment. They made anything else? No, they made this and another game called Just Another Memory, which I know nothing about. This is not exactly the first occupation you choose. She's charged with second-degree murder and negligent misuse of the arcane arts. I see. So there's magic involved. Yes, the crime occurred within the McCoy Tavern, a local inn that shut down years ago. The locals reported hearing a loud commotion coming from within the building. Hours later, a carriage driver that was nearby checked the disturbance. It was then that he found the victim, the defendant's sword still impaling his dead body. The Inquisition had provided an autopsy report and a record of the sword. Autopsy reflect McCoy died after being stabbed from behind with a magical blade. Fatal wounds shows heavy trace of transmutation magic. That is important. The type of magic is going to matter. I'm sure. Celeste's sword. The alleged murder weapon it's an ornately designed sword head, but has no magical properties. What was the defendant's relationship to the victim? I see that they share the same last name. The defendant is the victim's daughter, but not by blood. She was adopted into the family when she was an infant. Her birth parents are currently unknown. Oh, I see. What an unfortunate turn of events. Solving magical murders. Yeah, it's Ace Attorney, but magic. Basically. To begin, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orem White to the stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Name's Orem White. I'm Commander of the Arcane Inquisition. Orem, could you please testify about the details of the Inquisition's investigation? Yeah. Testimony. We got a call late. Okay. We got a call late at night. Someone discovered a dead body inside the McCoy Tavern. When we arrived on the scene, we found Flintheart McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still inside of him. We have several witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered. The argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the victim using her magical sword. Is that really incriminating? One of her possessions is the murder weapon? Mr. Cuthbert. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. He is 80 years old. Open your mouth to respond, but nothing comes out. You can't think of anything to say. Everything is blank. Mr. Cuthbert. Hey, what are you doing? This is the part where you say something, right? I'm sorry, I don't, your anxiety is just getting worse, and your breaths are becoming more and more whispered. Are you hyperventilating? What a disappointment. I was hoping to fight against the infamous Ruby Tamoya today, but it's clear you can't even hold a candle to her. Oh, Arya has the cane. Your Honor, it's clear the defense has nothing to say against the prosecution's overwhelming evidence. Yep, this case is pretty open and shut. No, wait. This isn't what's supposed to happen. I'm sorry, Tyrion. I couldn't acquit Frey. She was found guilty. What? But that means you're going to execute her? No, not again. Are you seriously going to let that happen again? Oh. Tyrion. Celeste grabs your shoulders and shakes you out of your panic. You need to calm down. Her gaze is calm and focused despite the gravity of the situation, but she looks stern, not angry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to... Stop. Just listen to me. You know what to do, right? Just do the same way you... Just do it the same way you play chess. What? I don't know, you were just so calm and focused when we were playing before. No matter how close I got to beating you, you always knew how to stay calm and win. So just channel that feeling and look at the pieces? That doesn't make any sense. And yet, you take a moment to focus and let everything else disappear from the world. Every statement that he made, every word that came out of his mouth, each of those is a possible weakness that you can attack. Every bleak moment can be turned around. You just need to consider every angle. My apologies for the delay, Your Honor. The defense is ready to begin the cross-examining the witness. Very well. There we go. Thank God that worked. Carefully examine every statement he made and then find something that contradicts the evidence in your notes. Once you do that, present the contradicting evidence and prove the testimony is false. I already have seen where the contradiction is. When you were cross-examining a witness, carefully examine each statement they made and find the statement that contradicts a clue, spell, or profile in your notes. Once you identify the false statement, we present the contradicting evidence to move forward. So, because the sword isn't magic. The sword has no magical properties. Objection! Commander White, you testified that the victim was killed using the defendant's magical sword. Am I correct? Is it the first court session? Yes, it is. This, unlike Phoenix Wright, we actually had some, like, a slight investigation stuff ahead of time to kind of just set up, like, just set up the characters, because we don't know these characters at all. It's brand new game, which was really nice. We actually got to interact with the victim. It's pretty obvious when you look at the crime scene. I think I'd actually have to disagree with you on that. Defendant's sword couldn't have possibly been the murder weapon. What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body. Of course that's what killed him. That may be the case. Take a look at the autopsy report. It states that the fatal wound had heavy traces of magic. So how would a non-magical sword leave traces of magic on the body? Oh, what? To leave a trace like that, the wound would have to have been created with something magical. My client's sword may look fancy and expensive, but it's entirely mundane. That doesn't make a lick of sense. If the sword didn't kill him, then why was it in the body? Yes, I find that quite strange as well. There's only one reasonable explanation, Your Honor. The wound was created magically. And I need to add some jam emotes. Yeah, I probably should. And someone shoved the sword into the wound afterwards. The hell are you talking about? The defendant is a damned mage. She could have easily killed the victim using magic. That may be, Commander, but why would she kill the victim using magic and then stab him with her sword? She would just be incriminating herself. No, if anything, this series of events proves one thing. Someone used magic to kill the victim. And then they pushed my client's sword into the wound to frame her.
Objection!
What do you mean, object? Get out of here. Don't get ahead of yourself. What? Your Honor, the defense is trying to spin the facts in his favor. He claims that a third party committed the crime and used a sword to frame the defendant, but wouldn't a simpler explanation be this? Magic was being channeled through the sword at the time of death? That is what left the magical trace on the body? Commander, please tell the defense how the murder was committed using magic. What? Alright. I think I see where you're going with this. Alright. Here's where he's gonna say something about it's gonna be something else. That's not. She only knows transmutation. It's true that the sword itself wasn't magical, but the magic can still be channeled through it. The defendant over there, her spell compendium is a spell called Mage Blade. She must have used it on her sword before stabbing the victim. That spell is the reason why there were traces of transmutation magic on the wound. Okay, what does this spell do? So her spell compendium contains a spell called Mage Blade. A spell compendium is a magical device that lists every spell a mage can cast. Luckily, Celeste's compendium only contains one spell. That means she can only cast that one spell. Celeste, do you have your spell compendium with you? And no, I left it at the tavern after, well, you know. You can't look at the description for Mage Blade, you'll have to approach this another way. Commander's testimony is a lot vaguer this time. If you can press his statements, you might be able to find new information you use against him. Okay, so I need information on what Mage Blade does. Mage Blade. It's a transmutation spell that sharpens my sword. I usually use it when I need to cut through an enemy's plate armor. You didn't realize she led such a lethal lifestyle. So, okay, I guess I already have an issue. I suddenly have an issue with this world where I guess it's okay to kill bandits, but other people you get tried for. I guess. But anyway, it would be excessive for the defendant to use a spell like that on the victim. He wasn't wearing any kind of armor at the time of death. The victim and the defendant were in an intense argument. After she used the spell in a fit of rage. It was a crime of passion, after all. That theory's a little far-fetched, but you'll need harder evidence if you want to disprove it. Okay, I don't have Mage Blade in my... I don't have it yet. Just use it on a sword before step, sure. Why would she go through the trouble of doing that? The sword alone would have been enough to commit the murder. Mages are always looking for an excuse to throw their power around. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Isn't that just your own personal bias, Commander? You need to understand why the defendant did what she did. The fact of the matter is that the magic was present at the crime. Do you have any evidence to the contrary? You don't. Yet. If you use a spell like that, wouldn't it have created traces of magic on the ground? How so? Well, let's say we follow the prosecution's theory. I mean, the victim fell onto the ground with the sword still inside him. At this point, Mage Blade would still be active, right? It would definitely leave a magical trace on the ground after making physical contact with it. We're already way ahead of you. We had our people scan the crime scene, and we found traces of transmutation magic running under the body, just like you said. Oh. You don't believe me, I have a picture of the crime scene right here. Oh? Why was that picture not brought to my attention? There was no need. This entire case is open and shut. We have a photo. Let's look at the photo. You've seen pictures of the dead before, but it feels different now that it's the body of someone you knew. It looks like there are traces of magic on the ground. The shape's a little weird, isn't it? What was that just now? Oh, she's not happy. She killed him with a stab from the front. Alright, hold on. We need to, I want to look at this. The autopsy says he was stabbed from behind. So either the autopsy is wrong, or this photo is doctored. Oh. Objection! I disagree. Sorry, Commander White. But it seems you present another glaring contradiction. Oh yeah, what's that? You said my client stabbed the victim from the front. Am I correct? Yeah, you can see it plain in the picture. Where's your contradiction? That's the thing, Commander. Your picture clearly shows the victim was stabbed from the front. The autopsy report says he died from a stab from behind. What? Objection! Order, you were supposed to release everything that you had. Why wasn't this photo given to me? There was no need. There's no way it could have been anyone other than that damn mage. Murmurs ring a fiery out from across the gallery. Didn't matter how corrupt the justice system was, wouldn't be able to cover up such a blatant incompetence. You have them right where you want them. Oh. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Cuthbert, what is the meaning of this? I'll tell you what the meaning behind this is, Your Honor. As the autopsy report states, the victim died from a stab wound originating from his back. Even the crowd chatter, right? This photo clearly shows the sword ended from the front. This can only mean one thing. The sword was inserted into the wound after the fatal wound had already been created. That's crazy. Do you honestly expect us to believe that? Then please enlighten me, Commander White. How else would the sword be facing the opposite way? Do you think my client stabbed the victim with the hilt of her sword? I didn't think so. What really happened is clear. The real murderer stuck the sword through the victim's wound to implicate my client. They made a careless mistake and stuck it through the opposite side. Objection! It appears I underestimated you, Mr. Cuthbert. You still got ahead of yourself. Really, Ms. Steelwind? I believe that Mr. Cuthbert has adequately cast doubt on your case. Oh, did he now? Let me ask you one question, Mr. Cuthbert. Your client didn't kill Flintheart McCoy. Then who did? It's not my job to tell you who did. It is my job to tell you that she didn't. How should I know? If I'm not mistaken, it's the commander. It's not my job. Oh, well, the commander's incompetence, but one fact still stands. There was a magic detector on the wound of the sword. Would you like me to tell you how many mages live in that small town? You don't like where she's going with this. Just one. There's only one registered mage in that entire town. That mage is your client. What? The defendant also established to have been with the victim hours before death. She was the last known person with him, and she was the only mage there. In addition to that, I have several witnesses who heard them arguing. How she murdered the victim is simply an unanswered question. Ah. I see. That certainly does change matters. I can't say the prosecution's evidence is irrefutable, but there's still evidence that casts guilt upon the defendant. Damn it, you almost had them. Far too many unanswered questions for me to pass a verdict. We will give law enforcement time to play these unknowns. I suggest they conduct their investigation more thoroughly this time. We'll resume trial tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned. Yep, with new revelation, a verdict can be made. Or defense prosecution to investigate further. Court is adjourned. Yup. Here we are. Hello, Cuthbert. You walk out of the courtroom with Celeste. You are greeted by Ms. Tomoya. Ms. Tomoya, you're here? You recall you first during the first cross-examination. You feel a little ashamed that your mentor saw all of that. Well, at the end of the day, you were able to pull it together, and once you did that, you performed adequately. On that note, I wanted to give you this. Oh, hey, it's Celeste's spell compendium. And we get... Ooh, there's a lot. Oh boy, we get the whole... Here is everything to cast the spell. Transmutation, incantation, arcane. Nice. No gesture, so there's no somatic component, there's just a verbal component. It lasts for a minute, requires concentration. For the duration of the spell, the edges of this object, usually a blade, become unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through tough material. For under the effects of the spell, the object emits a yellow radiant glow. Target object must be no larger than a 5-foot cube. My spell compendium? I swiped it from the dining area before the Inquisition arrived. I thought it'd be best for you to have it. So, this is your spell compendium. It only has one spell. Mage Blade. This means the prosecutor has to prove that Celeste used that specific spell. It will restrict how they approach this case, which gives you an edge over them. But the prosecutor really is something. You mean Prosecutor Steelwind. You can still remember her ripping glare. Gives you chills just thinking about it. You wouldn't even know it, but this was also her first trial. Really? Ah, she's my Miles Edgeworth. I guess not necessarily my Miles. No, she'd be Miles Edgeworth if I were Mia. Technically. Either way, I thought her inexperience would make for a good first opponent. But that girl, she's a natural in the courtroom. It makes me wonder why a Steelwind would choose to become attorney in the first place. What do you mean? The Steelwinds are a powerful noble house. Of the noble families, they are one of the few who answer directly to the king. Most members of their houses take high-ranking positions in the kingdom's military, so it's a bit strange that she chose to become a prosecutor despite that. Steelwind. I feel like I've heard that somewhere before. In any case, it's best that you focus on the trial. You have about a day until court resumes. Right, now that I have time, I'd like to ask you some questions, Celeste, namely about that argument you have with your father. Oh. The bailiff staring daggers at Celeste, looks like they're waiting to take her back to her cell. Whatever questions you have for her will have to wait. I should probably go. Celeste walks away while avoiding eye contact with you. Bringing up her argument with Flintheart may have struck a nerve. I'll also use this opportunity to investigate the crime scene. I wouldn't be surprised if the Inquisition missed something. You utterly embarrassed them today. Don't expect them to make the same mistake twice. Right, there's still a lot of things we don't know about. Much as I hate to admit, your skills of deduction are far past mine. Maybe we can figure out what really happened that night, is you. Back to the McCoy Tavern. You're right back at the McCoy Tavern. Lucky for you, the Inquisition set up a teleportation circle for you to use. With that circle, you can magically teleport between Capital and the crime scene instantaneously. It's definitely miles better than having to travel by carriage. Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? Commander White takes notice as you enter the tavern. Looks like he's working with a team of knights to investigate the crime scene. I'm the defense attorney in this case. I have just as much right to investigate this crime scene as you do. Yeah, whatever. Just remember, I got my eye on you, kid. I was wondering if I asked you some questions about the case. To find out the likes of you. I saw your bosses. I know what you're up to. That which probably sent you here to con me. Oh wow! But I'm just looking for some information. A likely story. He was cooperative before we let you see Celeste. Why is he being so stubborn now? The anger that you embarrassed him in court today? In any case, you won't get anywhere at this rate. If you want his help, you will need to persuade him through an argument. Interesting. Alright, let's look around. There's a chalk outline of a person on the ground of the tavern. This is probably where Flintheart died. The outline matches the picture in the Inquisition took. Nothing seems out of place. What about the bottle? It's shattered close to the chalk outline of the body. The label has the words Lotus Juice on it. I've never heard that brand before. Must be foreign. The Inquisition lists some candles with those magical lamps right here. I don't know why they're not using those instead. Modern looking lamp on the wall. Lamp powered by artificery. So electricity, dude. Alright. Artificery is just another form of magic. Actually, artificery draws from surrounding ley lines to... I didn't ask for a science lesson! Anyway, look where artificery got these folks. The arcane power itself broke and they haven't any power for weeks. Yet nothing could beat good old oil and flame. Oh, it's a painting of a mage. There's text on it. Samala Daglin, a legendary practitioner of the arcane arts. He mysteriously disappeared one day. It's rumored he was developing a formula for a new transmutation spell. However, he was reckless in casting the spell, and Daglin quickly lost control of his magic. His body was never found. Many speculate he didn't actually die during the accident. If that's true, where did he end up? Oh, that cautionary tale against using magic. That might explain why Flintheart keeps in his tavern. Let's see. Who's this fancy man? Adam Evely, politician of the pedantic. I've heard of this guy. He's some kind of politician from one of the nations west of here. But he's pretty much a shoo-in to win whatever election they have going on there. An election. Slyther's studying democracies for his little revolution. It's not cooking. We're doing not cooking. We have changed occupations, Sneaks. We are now an attorney. I think we've looked at everything. Alright, let's build a psychological profile. I must present my badge. No. Placed in power without power for a week. I wonder if there's any information I can infer from that. They've been using candles to keep the place lit. This is exactly why you can't rely on magic. Wonder what Lotus Juice is. It's definitely not a drink I've heard of. It must be some kind of imported brand. That mage sword really is strange. It's almost a shame we had to confiscate it. It's really that abnormal? It's definitely not like any sword I've seen. Wonder if it was forged in one of the Eastern kingdoms. The autopsy report seems to be pretty detailed in some aspects and vague in others. Why is that? I'm not sure about the details. The autopsy was performed by a mage who studies divination. Their magic gives us details on how someone dies, but there's always a few blind spots. Blind spots? Well, for one thing, if someone mucks around, with the body after death, the report becomes muddled. Divination magic can tell what happened to a body, but not in what order and at what times. Well, that's pretty not good for an autopsy. What he's saying is true, that it would be much harder to figure out what kind of weapon originally killed him. Never seen a real spell compendium before. I'm still not exactly sure how they work. Well, spell compendiums are magical devices to display exactly which spells a mage can cast. You can probably guess, but the Inquisition uses these things all the time. Right, having that information is definitely a blessing for the defense and the prosecution. So what does the Arcane Inquisition do exactly? Trying to pick a fight with me? No, I'm just genuinely curious. Well, I'm sure you already know, but does the Inquisition investigate crimes that involve magic? Do crimes like this happen often? Nah, maybe once in a blue moon. Makes sense, those mages are in the nobility after all. Even if they're untouchable, they don't make a habit of getting into trouble with the law. You must have an easy job then. You got that right. The only reason we exist is to clean up the nobility's messes. Oh, he is not happy. Oh, he is not happy. Yeah, you're just gonna height you one also, but you were to get past through fixed with your capture card. Oh, that's good. That HDMI cable, yeah. Let's see. Mages. By the way, you seem to speak negatively about my client's magic. Do you have a personal grudge against mages? You're damn right I do. Wow, he didn't even try to deny it. Was your last Radio Shack HDMI? Oh. My last Radio Shack HDMI is still going strong. It's actually what I use for my capture card when I play any of my SNES games. I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit. That's better. And if you had any sense, what would you do? All a mage has to do is wave their hand and say some magic nonsense, and suddenly you have a dead body on the ground. And you don't get me started on Mage Blight. What's Mage Blight? Oh, if some nobles use their magic too much, they end up snapping and going on a rampage. I don't know if this is going too far, but why join the Inquisition if you hate mages so much? Saying the fact that that my job is to sweep the nobility's crimes under the rug? Sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate. Nope, you have the right of it. Anytime a noble is involved in the case, I'm ordered to look the other way. You don't seem very happy to do that. Why would you stay in this line of work? Because every once in a while, I'm allowed to put a criminal mage behind bars. Can't go after the nobles, but any other mage is fair game. Or at least they were before your boss showed up. Oh, why is he mad at Ms. Tamora? Alright, what are you... Something happened between you and Ms. Tamora? Yeah, like pay $2 for one of your clothes stores closing. I mean, hey, that was how long ago though? Huh. Ms. Tamora, what are you, her lackey or something? No, she's my guardian. Oh, I didn't know she even had a... Look, kid, I don't know what the deal is between you two, but no good will ever come from associating with her. This is about the rumors, isn't it? Throughout the years, there have been several insidious rumors surrounding Ms. Tamoya. She's been accused of forgery, blackmail, and all manner of illegal activities. It's clearly misinformation spread by the nobility to discredit her. She's always been fine with it, but you can't help but get angry on her behalf. It's more than just rumors. I've seen it for myself. That woman is evil, kid. She defends mages who don't have the protection of the nobility. She's not evil, she's a hero. Yeah, whatever. We have completed his psychological profile, so I think we can now have our argument. You feel it's not just because you embarrassed him in court today. If you can clear this misunderstanding, you might be able to convince him to help you. Yep. Argument time. Alright, I'm just gonna come out and say it. You have a problem with me, Commander White? You should know exactly what my problem is with you. I saw who you work for. Do I have to spell it out for you? Does your boss not tell you what she gets up to. Arguments are not always fought using hard evidence. Sometimes you need to allocate to convince your opponent their claim is wrong. When prompted for an allocation, choose one of three possible responses. The correct response can be gleaned from reading your opponent's psychological profile. He's stubborn and stuck in his ways. He has a grudge against Ruby and will react negatively if you try to defend her. However, he will respect you if you defend yourself against personal attacks. I think we deflect. Alright, Sneaks. I'll catch you later then. I think we deflect because it doesn't matter what she's done. I'm in charge of this case. So you should ignore her. It's just me. Regardless of what Miss Tomoya has done, I'm the one heading this case. Whatever problems you have with her, they have nothing to do with me. It still doesn't change the fact that you work for her. I've seen that woman do all kinds of shady shit in the cases I've worked. Forgery, bribery, blackmail, you name it. You're just another crooked, I bet you're the same. A successor for the devil's defense attorney. That I'm not her. all I have done so far is point out the mistake, the things that he's done wrong. Like, I'm a little tempted to rationalize with him, but also defend yourself against personal attacks. It makes sense. I'm not Ruby Tamura. Doesn't matter if the rumors are true or not. Regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm going to run on this case. Look, kid, I like nothing more to believe you, but after everything I've seen her do, I know better. Anyone thought that woman can't be anything more than a crook. I might deflect again. Actually, no, I think I'll rationalize here. What you teach me was ruthless, I'll give you that. But the only thing she showed me was how to practice law. Have you seen me engage in any crook-like behavior? That's right. You just want some info, right? Yes. From the beginning, that's all I've been asking for. Please. Please help me. Alright, I'll answer your questions. Just don't make me regret this. You successfully. Hey, we did it. Alright, talk with me. This probably goes without saying, but I don't believe the sword was the murder weapon. Right. I guess you have to prove that someone else put the sword there. The Inquisition find anything suspicious on the scene? If you asked me, we found another bloody weapon lying around. We definitely didn't. That'd be a little too convenient, wouldn't it? Let's say the girl really is being framed. If there was another murder weapon, the killer probably walked out with it. Did you think they could have hidden it somewhere in the tavern? Doubt it. After the trial, Steelwind turned the place upside down and scanned it with their magic. Someone didn't hide a murder weapon here, they hid it well. Or they hid it in plain sight. Is it the bottle? Oh my god, did he shatter the bottle? Wait. Do you need... Hold on, let me read... Hold on. There's no... How do you... There's no gesture. It's any target. As long as it's not... So, did he target the bottle? Is the bottle the murder weapon? I can't believe you made such an obvious mistake during your investigation. Oh, shut up with that. I've already got an earful from Steelwind about that mess. Well, you don't have to worry about me mucking things up. Steelwind's basically taken over the entire investigation. Wait, does she have the authority to do that? Normally she wouldn't, but I know better to go against orders from a noble. Right, there's definitely a strange power dynamic between them. But honestly, that girl sweats the details too much. You know, my men drop a scaled map of the crime scene. Wait, really? Do you have a copy? Sure. Knock yourself out. I don't know how much good it'll do you. Crime scene map, McCoy Tavern. A geometrically scaled map of the crime scene. That's... Alright, let's take a look at that. Look, we have 5-foot squares. Oh my god, it's just a D&D map. You know, if... I guess that makes sense, doesn't it? It really does just kind of make sense. Cool. I heard that this was Prosecutor Steelwind's first trial. She must be pretty talented if that's true. And my ass is what she is. Damn, if Noble comes in here telling me how to do my job. I honestly have no idea what she's even doing in this line of work. I heard she's from a renowned noble house. She must be a pretty powerful mage. Powerful is an understatement. Steelwinds who came before her could turn the entire town into a glass crater. Wait, what? There's no way that's true. Right? You think you found everything you can here, but what does it all mean? There's no murder weapon to be found, and there's no obvious evidence to another person at the scene. Hey, you okay? You got quiet all of a sudden. Alright, just focus, close your eyes, and everything else disappear from the world. Hey, you listening? So, there's no clear evidence pointing to another killer. There is, however, evidence pointing to how Flintheart moved before his death. What? Okay, there's no blood trail leading to or from the body. What does this imply about the location of Flintheart's death? Flintheart didn't move after the murder, during the murder. Flintheart died where he was attacked. He didn't move from his position at all. Yeah, I guess you're right. There's also the autopsy report which says he died from a stab from behind. He was probably caught off guard and was too incapacitated to move anywhere else. Which means the attack happened in the exact position he fell over. So now we've updated the map to add his body. Okay. There's also the shattered bottle of lotus juice. How did the bottle shatter? Flintheart dropped the bottle after the attack. No. So Flintheart dropped... So was it during then? Flintheart dropped the bottle when he was attacked. From that we can infer that he was holding it the moment before he was attacked. What's so strange about one bottle, though? It may seem like an insignificant detail, but the detail could help me infer one other element of what happened during the murder. Alright. Another fact, the artificery lights were out. These candles here when you arrived at the crime scene? No, we had to light some. We had to light some so we could see the crime scene properly. We thought it was weird too. The girl and her father must have had their argument in pitch black darkness. Alright, what can we infer about the... Okay. The crime scene had no lights during the murder. Okay. The argument that Celeste had with Flintheart must have been spontaneous. They weren't planning to have a conversation in this room. This darkness, Flintheart wouldn't have a lot of visibility. If he was stabbed from behind, he probably didn't see it coming. He was clearly surprised and probably in too much shock to run away. So the bottle may seem insignificant, but he was holding it when he was attacked. Maybe he was pouring a drink for himself, or maybe it was for a visitor. Either way, the assailant must have been unseen by Flintheart. Or the assailant attacked him from his blind spot while his back was turned. Why would his back be turned though? Was he distracted by something? Kid! What? What was that all about? Sorry. Sometimes I just get lost in my own thoughts. Yeah, well, cut it out. Freak me out. Right. Anyway, you think you found everything you can here. You should move somewhere else. Oh, we can go upstairs? I kinda wanna go talk to her. Return to the dungeon to speak with Celeste, but when you check the cell she was in kept and you see it's empty. The Inquisition must be questioning her. I should come back. Okay. We're too early. Torches. Not a ton here. Okay, let's go to the upstairs tavern. I like that you don't have to go back and forth. If people keep seeing you here, they're going to start asking questions. Leave the investigation to me. All you have to do is stay quiet until the trial is over. While heading upstairs, you spot the prosecutor having a conversation with someone. They seem to be in some kind of argument. Enough! I will do as I see fit. You may be a Steelwind, but this is my land. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're that defense attorney from the trial. I am. I'm sorry, but... Ooh, how rude of me. My name is Lord Garrick Pierce, the ruling noble of this land. As the ruling noble, I suppose I should thank you for playing your role in the current trial, as misguided as it may be. I suppose that you also think my client is guilty? It doesn't matter what I think. Entire scandal has done nothing but rile up the common folk. Magic is a gift for the nobility and the nobility alone. The symbol of the aristocracy and our divine right to rule. Now that bastard child has tainted the symbol in the public eye. All that has nothing to do with her. She's just an innocent woman who got wrapped up in all this. Even if she is innocent, the charges have been laid and made public.
I had to drive 50 miles through ice and snow to get a computer part I needed. It was a hard drive.
That's a good one, Iceman. Someone must take the fall lest the public accuse the justice system of corruption. You're saying that she should be found guilty even if she's innocent. What do you suppose will happen if she's acquitted? All the public will see is a maid going free despite a myriad of evidence. That alone would be enough to cause public outrage. Tensions between the aristocracy and the common folk are high enough as it is. What is one insignificant girl compared to the stability of our great kingdom? That's enough. Stop antagonizing him, Pierce. I can't refute what he said, but I don't agree with it. What? The system should be based on truth and justice, not on public opinion. Then why are you working against my client? Do you honestly think she's the kind of person that would kill her father? It doesn't matter what kind of person she appears to be. The evidence clearly points to her as the only possible killer. Well, you should fight according to your own ideals, just as I will fight for mine. It's hard to get a read on that woman. Yeah, a little bit. There's some candles lighting up the hallway. Yeah. Candles, several doors lead to guest rooms. Haven't been open for some time. What's that down there? Go to the end of the hallway. Looks like it's seen some use recently. It's locked, naturally. Someone might have a key. Let's... Okay, let's go... Actually, let's go back down. Maybe... Hey, do you have... Probably not. Okay, let's go... I think they haven't gone to the courthouse. Oh, Cuthbert, you're back already. So I guess I'm just a little lost about where to go next. Well, I'm supposed to give some guidance. This time. Ah, okay. So this is the the Phoenix and Co. law offices area where you talk to, you know, you get the any ideas what now. Yeah. Okay. So that's irrelevant. I think maybe now we should be able to go to the barracks. Yep. The envy despair fills your mind with a horrendous stench. Like a horrendous stench. There's a very different, yeah. You do your best to ignore the emotions of the other prisoners, but you haven't had much practice blocking out this many people. As you arrive, you see Celeste huddled down in the corner. As soon as she sees you, her dour mood seems to lift. Oh, hi, Mr. Cuthbert. There's no need to address me so formally. Just call me Tyrion. Okay. Anyway, I came here to ask you some questions about the case. Oh, right. Alright. I'm sorry for freezing up like that. I almost lost us the trial. No, there's no need to apologize. You did great. It was only thanks to her. If she hadn't calmed you down, who knows what would have happened. I still don't understand, though. Why were there traces of magic on my dad's body? Right, those traces of magic were on the sword and the body. Magical traces are particles of magic residue that are left behind when a mage casts a spell. They linger for about 48 hours, and that gives you a rough timeline of when and where a spell was cast. Did you cast Mage Blade on your sword that day? I did. I usually cast it when I trained in the morning. That explains why there's a trace on the sword, at least. Does my sword leave a magical trace on my dad's body? No, magical traces can't be moved around physically. For a spell to leave a trace, it has to be active when the physical contact is made. Really? What does that mean, then? Whatever killed your father had a transmutation spell active on it at the time. Magical trace on your sword is just an unlucky coincidence. Okay, wait. So, I think... So what is this? Because it's like, you can see the magical traces, I think is what this is supposed to be. So what is this? You can't see my mouse. Hold on. I think I need to change this so you can see my mouse for this game. Hold please. Capture cursor. There we go. Oh, I thought maybe it would help. But, it does. Hooray. So there's this. There's this here. And then the bottle. Like, why, and then the sword. So why do all of these have what I'm assuming is a magic residue? That's weird to me. And more specifically, what is this? Because this doesn't look like... Or is that part of the sword? I can't... This is weird. That's just weird to me. Can't believe this. Okay. Could you tell me more about your father? Oh, sorry, I know this must be difficult after everything that's happened. No, it's okay. If it helps you, I'll try my best to answer your questions. Were you too close? We were... I'm sure you know this by now, but I was adopted by him and my mom. Even though I didn't have their blood, they treated me as if I did. He loved me with all his heart until what? Does that do something with the argument they had? I'm sorry to say this, but I could hear your argument from my room that night. Could you tell me about what happened? For as long as I can remember, my dad hated mages. I'm not sure why, but even mentioned magic around him, he'd fly into a rage. So I had my magic from my family. But why even learn magic in the first place? Really wanted to, you could have gone your whole life without using it. Ever since our tavern closed, my family's been in a lot of debt. I decided to become a mercenary and use my magic to enhance my ability to fight. Most mages are nobilities, so people pay a lot for a sellsword who can use magic. Ah, that's why she's a mercenary. Haha, because money. I know now learning magic was the biggest mistake I ever made. On that night, my dad found my spell compendium. He confronted me about it. I finally came clean to him. That's when he flew into another one of his rages. He shouted at me. He told me I betrayed him and his family. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine how that must have felt. I deserved every bit of it. I knew how much he hated magic, but I learned to use it anyway. He showed me so much love and I just threw it all away. Don't say that. I'm sure he still loved you. No, I could see it in his eyes. He hated me. And he died hating me. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, that's... So there's a locked room in the tavern. It's at the very end of the hallway upstairs. I think I should probably search it already, but I just wanted to investigate it to make sure. Locked room at the end of the hallway? I think that's my room. Do you know how I can get in there? It's the only room in the tavern I haven't investigated. You have a suspicious gaze from Celeste. What's that look for? I'm your lawyer. I'm not going to do anything weird. Sorry, you're right. Here, you can use this key to get inside. Hey, alright, we can go into her room. This is slightly awkward, but it's fine. Alright. Into her room. Use the key to enter Celeste's room. However, you notice somebody else is already inside. I already told you, Knights, everything I know. What more do you... Oh, aren't you Celeste's attorney? I am. Who are you? Oh, how rude of me. I'm Jolene McCoy, Celeste's mother. I was at the trial this morning. I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for my daughter. So this is Celeste's mother. She might be able to tell you more about Flintheart. About that, do you mind if I ask you some questions for my investigation? Of course, I'll do anything I can do to help. Except hold on, I'm gonna look around real quick. Table, several chairs, must be used for entertaining guests. It doesn't seem like it hasn't seen much use. Yeah, it checks out. The painting of one with some sort of aquatic animal. Oh, I love that painting. Celeste brought it back from her travels. Suppose that woman is named Madeline Kipling. From what I've heard, she runs a wildlife sanctuary for endangered species. And the animal in this painting is called a fey kip. It looks like an axolotl, which is adorable. Celeste told me she really likes them. That's interesting. You weren't aware that these kinds of creatures even existed. It's a fancy looking bed. She has a four-poster bed. Jeez. Celeste had custom made. Wasn't something that'd be really expensive? It was. I was surprised when she returned from her travels. Apparently she was making a lot of gold from her job as a mercenary. Wow, you and Flintheart must have been really happy for her. We are, but I still wish she had a less dangerous job. Okay, cool. Cool door. Anything else? No. Alright. Can you tell me why your husband hated mages so much? I understand that most people dislike the nobility and associate magic with them, but on that night, it's like he was furious less specifically because she was a mage. Oh, you must have talked to Celeste. I wasn't there when the argument happened, but I can only imagine what he said to her. Do you know what happened to him? Why does he hate magic so much? Celeste doesn't know about this, but years ago, Flintheart had a sister named Daffy. When I was a child, we were friends with a boy named Garrick Pierce. Oh, well. That makes sense now. He was son of the ruling noble. He was son of the ruling noble at the time. Garrick, isn't that the nobleman that was speaking with Steelwind earlier? But we were all inseparable at the time. He was always sneaking down to play with us against his family's wishes. They probably weren't too happy about that. He was quite rebellious back then. He's a completely different person now. Everything changed when Garrick began learning how to use magic. One day when we were playing together, he wanted to show off the spells he'd been learned. He was told not to use magic without an instructor there, but he was just too excited. He began casting spells, but something went horribly wrong. He lost control of his magic and fatally wounded Daffy. We tried bringing her back to town, but by that time it was too late. She was already gone. I'm sorry, that must have been traumatizing for you all. The next day, the Arcane Inquisition came to investigate what happened. House Pierce used their connections to cover up what happened. They even threatened Flintheart's family to keep him quiet. And after that, the official story was that Daffy had been mauled by a wolf. Yeah, well, that checks out. That's not surprising. The nobility seldom take responsibility for their actions, even for a mistake like that. Something changed with Flintheart after that. He began speaking out against the nobility. Eventually, he started hosting rallies in this very tavern. Each night, more and more people began listening to his words and joining the cause. number of people he'd gotten under his banner was terrifying. He's even talk about an outright revolution against the kingdom. That might explain why someone would go out of their way to kill him. I knew how much danger he was putting himself in, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't convince him to stop. His attitude didn't even begin to change until we adopted Celeste. Can you tell me more about Celeste? How did she become part of your family? It all happened many years ago, back when the McCoy Tavern was still open. We were closing one night and we found a baby with white hair abandoned in the dining area. We waited weeks for her parents to come by, but no one ever came looking for her. And that baby was Celeste. Yes, Flintheart and I always wanted a child. I thought that Celeste must have been a gift from the Scaled Lord. But one day I saw Celeste practicing her magic. I think that's when I realized that someone from the nobility must have abandoned her at our inn. I didn't care, though. I loved her all the same. I'm sure Flintheart did, too. Wait, you knew she was a mage all this time? I did. You haven't known her very long, but she's a terrible liar. Flintheart must have noticed, too, but I didn't think he wanted to believe it. It's my fault. I should have forced him to see the truth. I spoke with Celeste earlier. She thinks that her father hated her because she was a mage. There's no way he would ever feel that way. He loved her more than anything in the world. No matter what he said to her that night, nothing would ever change that. What in the world did you miss? Not terribly much. After seeing them together, you figured as much. Celeste was the world to him. When we adopted her, it was the first time in decades I'd seen him so genuinely happy. They must have been really close. More than anything. Do you want to hear a story? Celeste had just returned from her travels. She wouldn't stop talking about this foreign drink that she loved. I think it was called lotus juice or something. Something strange like that. Well, Flintheart did everything he could to have it shipped here. He called it all... Well, there's proof that he definitely loved her because he died with it in his hands. In the end, he was only able to get a single bottle of it. Is it really that rare? And they brought us the pounding water and stuff for your doctor's appointment. Oh, good. That's a lot of water. Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if it were the only bottle of lotus juice in the region. Wait a minute, lotus juice? Is this the bottle that Flintheart bought? Show a picture of the shattered bottle you found next to Flintheart's body. It is! Oh no, he was going to surprise her with it. Found the broken pieces next to Flintheart's. Well, I found them in the dining area. Oh, that's strange. You'd be keeping it in our room so she wouldn't find it. Really, when was the last time you saw it? Right before I left the house that night. It was right before their big argument. So it was just laying around in the bar? You decided to retrieve it after their argument. Yeah! Alright, you think you've investigated everything you can for now, but there's still one last thing you need to do. Yeah, we need to go have one conversation with Celeste. Hey. Oh, you're back. Did you forget something? Actually, there's one last thing I wanted to talk to you about. Earlier you said something that I just can't let go. You said your father died hating you. But after everything I heard about him, I don't think that's true. Your father loved you, Celeste, even in his final moments. You definitely want to reach her. If she keeps believing that he hated her, the thought would eat away to her for the rest of her life. You know better than anyone. Just lying to make me feel better. But it looks like it won't be that simple. I need to win an argument. Celeste believes her father died hating her, but after seeing them together and learning about them, you know that can't possibly be true. You just need to convince her of that. Start the argument. Alright, girl. Listen. You're just trying to make me feel better. I really do appreciate it, but everyone knows my father hated mages. He didn't always hate mages. He was friends with Garrick. No. Oh, I need to present Flintheart's sister. Okay. I don't know if this is my place to say it, but there's a reason why your father hated magic so much. What? When Flintheart was a child, he had a sister. She was... Excuse me. He was tragically killed by a mage decades ago. That's why he had such an immense hatred for magic. Oh, I never knew. That doesn't change anything. That's all the more reason for him to have hated me. I knew how much he hated magic, but I still learned to use it anyway. Magic killed someone he loved. No wonder he was furious. But you didn't learn magic to benefit yourself. You learned it to save your family after your tavern was shut down. You're a good person, Celeste. You did everything you could to help your family. I'm sure your father recognized that. Just shut up. What? Shut up. Just stop it. Whatever composure she had before is slowly breaking down. You weren't there. You didn't hear what he said to me. In his final moments, he can only think of how I betrayed him. I can see in his eyes, there's no way he would ever forgive me. That is incorrect, lady. Take a look at this picture, Celeste. What? A shattered bottle? Wait, is that a bottle of lotus juice? You know where I found this? On the floor your family's in. What? That can't be true. I tried to find it here, but no one sells it in Wyverngard. Your father knew how much you loved this drink. He called in quite a few favors just so he could have it imported to you. What? He did that? Your father didn't hate you, Celeste. He loved you more than anything. That doesn't change anything. He did all that for me. It was before he knew about my secret. I'm sure he never would have done that if he knew the truth. That's not true at all. What the hell would you know about him? You barely even knew him. How could you possibly know how he felt about me? You don't think I want to believe that he still loved me before he died? But I know the truth. There's no way he would ever forgive me for what I did. It's not just the fact that he bought the drink for you. It's also where the bottle was when it shattered. What do you mean? Your mother said that the bottle was stowed in her room before your argument, but I found the shattered bottle in the lobby where his body was. I ran into him before I went to look for you. He was going upstairs to his room. That can only mean one thing. He went to retrieve the bottle after your argument ended. What? Why would he have it? It's because he was going to give it to you, Celeste. He was going to give you a gift to apologize for what he said to you. He was going to apologize? Your father loved you, Celeste, and as tragic as it is, he was going to try to apologize to you before he was murdered. I don't like this. My daughter, working as a mercenary of all things. Come on, Dad, you know I can handle myself. I don't doubt it. Still shouldn't have to risk your neck for our sakes. They close the inn, Dad. We won't be able to survive unless I do this. Be careful, okay? I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to you. No matter what anyone says, you're our daughter, and we'll love you until the day we die. Dad, how could I ever think? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Liz's been barely keeping it together throughout the whole argument, but her realization is finally causing her to break down. Aww. She begins crying loudly as she quickly embraces you. In this cold, dark place, she probably hasn't felt warmth of any kind for days. You're caught off guard and feel a little embarrassed, but you comfort her while she vents her emotions. And we win. Are you feeling better? Yeah, I think I'm okay now. I've been thinking such horrible things this entire time. She looks at you and gives you a warm smile. It's probably the first time you've seen her genuinely smile since this whole ordeal started. Thank you. But is everything really going to be okay? I'll make sure of it. I'll get justice for you and your father. Doesn't matter who stands in my way. Even if they're a man, king, or god. You're completely different. What happened to the nervous wreck from before? Please forget about that. Anyway, take some time to rest. The trial's going to be resumed soon. With that, you've done everything you can for now. You've learned a lot about what happened the night of the murder. You just hope it's enough. But even with your investigation, you still don't know what the prosecution has planned. Miss Pierce told you all of the details, Mr. Rudolph. Will you remember them? Yes, I pride myself on my eidetic memory. Just so there are no misunderstandings, I do not approve of this. You said it yourself, Lady Steelwind. There's no possible way that I could have done the deed. It has to be that bastard child. We don't want any sort of tricks. We don't know what sort of tricks Ruby Tomorrow might pull tomorrow. Just see this as a way of securing a verdict, a just verdict. Eidetic memories are terrifying. I would like to save my progress. Alright. We made some progress into this. I think for me to have enough time to get through this redeem seed before the league reveal, I have to switch to Zelda now. I'm pretty sure. Man, I want to finish this case though. Why is it this first case is so long? Yeah, I think we have to switch to I think we gotta switch to Zelda. Cause this is gonna take some time. You'd recommend switching now? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. All right, we will exit the application. All right. This is fun so far. We'll probably keep going with this for the next couple weeks.